last week's conversation was that no matter what scientists say, your feelings don't function differently. That was a little complicated, that conversation, because on the one hand, we're talking about the way feelings function, right? The way they function fundamentally. And then number two, what we're talking about is people just feeling a different thing than another person. Like me feeling a different thing when I look at something than you feel. We were talking about both things. It's just hard to get the language right for that. The point of the thing is, yes, of course, I'm going to feel something different when I look at one thing than you look at. But the conversation was really about how people's feelings fundamentally function, because there are those out there who claim, for example, that some people have feelings that are less stable, quote unquote, than other people. That what they're saying is that some people's feelings function in a completely unique and distinct way from the way other people's feelings function. It's a complete lie. Finally, what do scientists and professionals and experts and everything get fundamentally wrong when we're having these types of discussions? What they get fundamentally wrong is cause and effect. They draw their conclusions in reverse. Let me give you an example. Number one, a person's amygdala, when we study it, looks like this, and they have BPD. So the amygdala looking like this is causing this. Cause and effect. Why is that backwards? The correct order is they are thinking like this, therefore their amygdala looks like this. They think like this, therefore their amygdala looks like this. They get everything backwards. They study the amygdala, they see what it looks like, and they say, well, that explains it. That's why they're thinking like this. But that's not true. How do we know it's not true? We know it's not true because I'm cured of borderline personality disorder. This would not be possible if my amygdala determined and predetermined how I'm able to think. Why do people with borderline personality disorder or with any emotional disorder think the way they think? Because they were raised with incorrect misperceptions and misconceptions about the fundamental nature of some certain things. It's not that they were born with different amygdalas and now it's determining their ways of thinking. No. You and I were born with the same types of amygdalas, operating the same way. But we were educated with very poor emotional teachers. Our thinking, our interpretation of what we're observing is different because it's coming through an incorrect filter. It's not that we're crazy. It's not that our brains are acting different than anybody else's brains. It's not a malfunctioning brain. It's that we are interpreting things different. It's like if I think that you're out to kill me, everything you do, I'm interpreting. Your behaviors, everything you do, through that understanding. Oh, you see how he offered me a drink. He offered me a Coca-Cola. I bet he's got poison in the Coca-Cola. But how do I interpret that same experience if I don't believe that you're out to kill me? Am I still looking at you offer me a Coca-Cola suspiciously? No, it changes everything. So, number one example. Number two, the emotions of people with BPD behave one way and normal people's emotions behave another way. Our brain scans show this, so the brain is causing their emotions to behave differently. How is that an example of the experts getting cause and effect completely backwards? Completely backwards. Their brain is only acting like that because of their preconceived notions. Their emotions are behaving the way they do based on their perspectives. Remember, we went into great detail about this last week. The way our feelings behave for everybody is all based on perspectives. If I am living with entirely different perspectives than you about life, then of course my feelings are going to behave differently than yours. Well, there's that word. That's that difficulty with the wording again. I'm talking about, of course, when I observe a thing, I am going to feel something different than you feel because I'm interpreting the thing different. But my feelings aren't functioning different. They're not functioning in a distinct way than anybody else's feelings. I'm just feeling a different thing because of how I'm perceiving the thing. But my feelings are still functioning exactly in the same manner that yours do. That's why I said last week that if you shared my perceptions, your emotions would behave in a similar fashion. The emotions of people with BPD, here's what the scientists say, are behaving this way, and the brain scans show it, so it must be their brains causing them. The brains are predetermining how they think. Not true. Not true. It's their education determining how they think. And so the brain scans just show what they show. They have cause and effect completely backwards.